us, our Ask an Expert today. Of course, we're talking travel, and safety is uppermost in people's minds these days.
It's been the topic for like a good solid year. And it's on everybody's mind right now with the situations that are going on.
What do we do to stay safe when we travel?
Well, right now I'm telling people the single most important thing right now to do is to go to the government's website. The government has this wonderful website, travel.gc.ca, and people don't use it the way that they really should. They need to go to that website, put in the country or the destinations that they want to visit, and it will tell them if it's safe to travel there. If it's not and the government's telling us not to go, don't go. The other thing is you need to register a trip. So once you've decided, and right now I'm seeing that even within families, husband thinks it's safe enough to go to Europe and a wife doesn't. So it's really a personal thing. But once you've actually decided to go to the website, and it takes 2 minutes, Lynn, and so many people say, oh yeah, I'll do it, but they don't. Put in your dates, your travel, so the government knows where you are at any given time.
Okay. And what about carrying ID?
ID is so critical. You need to keep it with you on your person everywhere you go. So it's not just in your wallet, it's in your coat jacket, it's on you, and make sure that people know where you are at any given time. The other thing that is so important, Lynn, is your cell phone. And I know that there's a lot of boomers and matures that don't actually have one and they hate it. But if you're traveling, you need to have one these days. It will let you get in touch with emergency people and personnel. It'll get you in touch with your friends and family who will probably be worried sick.
Yeah, exactly.
But also there are some apps that you can download, like ICE in case of emergency. Everywhere in the world, emergency responders know to go to that. It opens up in 7 different languages. Even if your cell phone's locked, you can put your emergency contact, who you are. If you've got any allergies or heart conditions, you can put it all in there. And I think it's just so important these days.
Okay, great advice. Let's go to the phones now. We have Gail on the line for us this morning. Good morning, Gail.
Good morning.
What's your question for Claire?
Well, we have a cruise out of Italy to Greece and Turkey, and they already canceled Istanbul several months ago and replaced it with another day in Athens, but we are still scheduled to go to Ephesus and Bodrum, so we're just we're a little concerned, or I should say I am. My husband's fine with it.
See, this is the thing.
Good question, though,
it is a really good question, and I think people these days, if they've got a cruise, they need to look at their itineraries. But more than that, they're going to be getting changes to their itineraries based on the safety. The cruise lines and also the tour companies like Trafalgar or Inside or Globus are going to look at the itineraries. They want people to be happy and safe and comfortable going to these destinations. So I would leave it up to the cruise lines. It is a huge priority right now, and they're going to assess it. And it may be even while they're on board the ship that the changes may be made.
Okay. So a cruise line is never going to put you in personal jeopardy.
Absolutely not.
All right. Good luck with that, Gail. Have a great vacation. Cheryl's on the line from Vancouver. Good morning, Cheryl.
Good morning.
What's your question for Claire?
A question about car rental. My husband and I are staying in Canada to vacation in September. We're heading out to the East Coast and flying back out of Toronto. So we're looking to rent a car and drive it one way. I'm wondering if you have any tips on how to do that, how to lessen the cost of a drop fee, things of that nature.
This is a tough one because the drop fees, picking up in one location and coming back to another location, can be very expensive. So you really have to do your research. This is where you go to all of the different car rental companies. If you have a travel agent that you really trust, and that's something that they may be able to find a rate through a consolidator, which you wouldn't have access to as the public, and it may be better. If you've got a credit card that has a tie to a car rental company, it is also worthwhile. And sign up. Sign up for the loyalty programs, because often they'll lessen the cost, not just for adding a second driver, but they also do it sometimes for a drop in a different location.
And what about calling the companies as well? Can you sometimes...
No question. Yeah, this is the thing. Often you can go online and see these rates, but it's all based on availability. Car rental companies, if they have cars sitting there, you can negotiate. It's one of the last things in the travel industry that you actually have some negotiating power, but it is definitely worth calling the actual rental agency of the location that you're going to be picking up on. They know their availability more than anyone else, so sometimes it's better than going through the central 1-800 number.
Okay, well, good luck with that, Cheryl, and have a great vacation.